It's pointless having your US naturalized citizenship if you're just going to be there as a coward.
Just like on YouTube, figure your brain some new food.
Hello people and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about an article that was published in the New York Times recently where the U.S. Department of Justice has moved to denaturalize citizens of the United States of America. However, this is of no surprise to me. If you've been following my channel a long time, this is an issue that I've covered numerous of times. Obviously, in the past, when I bring it up to say that naturalization and permanent residence of the United States of America are mere privileges, of course, some people were upset by it. But I'm kind of happy that this is now established in a prominent newspaper of the United States of America, just so that it is clear that when I made the statement, it was not really my opinion or my decision. This is what I know for a fact. I've studied law, I've studied criminal law, and I've studied immigration law. And what I did learn while studying law is that there's a lot of things you're going to discover about law that may not go well with you, may not sit well with you. But despite it sitting well with you or not, it does not make it non-factual. However, before I start, I want to big up Supreme TV, who actually brought this issue to my attention. And I want to say thanks to Supreme TV for doing that. It's not the first issue that he's brought to my attention. So I want to say big up Supreme TV and thank you. But here's the thing. The link that Supreme TV sent me is the real reason why I'm actually making a video out of this issue today, because like I said, it's an issue that I covered before, that naturalized citizens of the United States of America or of any other country, so to speak, can be denaturalized. So it's not something that I was in a hurry to jump on. However, the link that Supreme TV sent me actually pointed to a source that was addressing this particular issue. And this source is actually a Jamaican. And it was simple because this person is a Jamaican, why I decided, yeah, let me actually jump on this. Because here's the thing, the source was actually praising the United States of America's current president, Donald Trump. And as you know, I'm not a Trump fan. Here's the thing, I am not against anybody who is a Trump fan. But when I see black people being Trump fan, especially Jamaicans, tooting Trump's horn like he is actually a good president of the United States or a good leader of the world, I have to say something about it. So that's what I'm saying. Again, let me declare, to each his own. If you're a Trump fan, you're a Trump fan. I believe in democracy, and democracy involves freedom of choice. If you want to see Donald Trump as an angel with a halo over his head, that's your prerogative. I personally see Donald Trump as a conflicting person. Why? Donald Trump's administration from the gate was against certain nationality. The first thing Donald Trump made known to the world is that he was one United States of America president that was against certain nationalities. He was against certain religion. Donald Trump was not shy. He was bold as bold can be, that he is anti-certain nationalities, and he was anti-Muslim, anti-Islamic. Again, I believe people can be anti whatever they want to be, just as much as I am not a Donald Trump fan. Here's the thing about Donald Trump. In every man, there is good and evil. In every man, there is good views and bad views. So what I'm saying, every human being, when you ask somebody what you think of that person, they can say, oh, he's a bad person or he's a good person. However, even in the worst of human being, there's an act of good at one point or another. And in the best of human being, there is also an act that can be seen as skewed at one point or another. So what I'm saying is, if you see Donald Trump as a bad person, I don't think that is 100% bad. I'm sure if you assess him closely under a magnifying glass, you definitely could find some good about Donald Trump. I consider Donald Trump to be conflicted because he is anti-certain nationalities, but at the same time, his wife, the First Lady of the United States of America, is an immigrant. So that's kind of conflicting. If you're going to be against immigrants, then you can't have any immigrant in your immediate circle or in your intimate circle. Your wife is an immigrant, so it is kind of conflicting that Donald Trump is against immigrants. However, the reason why I'm emphasizing so much on Donald Trump is for the simple fact that it is Donald Trump's administration who has actually highlighted the fact that in their immigration department, they're now going to open an area where we denaturalize citizens. Is it surprising coming from Donald Trump? No, it's not surprising coming from the Trump's administration. However, like I say, my criticism today is not really about Trump. It's not really about Trump's administration because the move does not surprise me one bit. My criticism today was through the link. The source on the link was Jamaican. And from the door, they were praising Donald Trump. And, you know, even if you're praising Donald Trump, I'm a fair journalist. I'm a fair person when it comes to criticism. So I have to listen to you closely before I can actually criticize what you're saying. And according to this Jamaican, Trump get things done. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he get things done. And you know what? I had to agree with that particular person on that note because Donald Trump does get things done. However, does Donald Trump get things done in the favor of black people? Does he get things done in the favor of what the United States of America refers to as the minority, which is black, Hispanic, and anything that's non-Caucasian? Donald Trump does get things done. But like I'm saying, Donald Trump does get things done to his whole mission of making America great again. And what I assess from Donald Trump's campaign slogan of Make America Great Again was pretty much to make America white again. So to strip all the so-called minorities of their powers or of their independence or of their anything that's motivating them, we need to strip those people of that because that was a time when some Americans saw America as being great, when the brown and black people knew that they have no place, no position in politics or in any form of leadership. And that's what I get from Donald Trump's campaign slogan of making America great again. So when a black man, when a Jamaican who lives in the United States of America is praising Donald Trump like he's a good president, it puzzles me. Personally puzzles me to see any black people who supports the Republican Party, because I've lived in the United States of America. I've studied the framework of each political party of the United States of America, and the Republican Party's framework line out, it is not in favor of minorities. It is not in favor of black people. It's not in favor of poor people. The Democratic Party, on the other hand, is a total different story. So that is one of my main reasons why I'm actually tackling this issue. The second reason why I'm tackling this issue is that the source was actually saying that he is a United States of America citizen for X amount of years after leaving Jamaica, and he's actually never been in conflict with the law of the United States of America, and he does not plan on getting in trouble with the law of the United States of America. Here's the problem that I have with that. If you are a United States of America citizen, naturalized or by birth, the last thing you need to fear is being conflicted with the law. Law is designed to keep a society balanced. But as a citizen, it is your duty to contest some law. So in other words, there are some laws that you are bound to break. If you are an active citizen in the United States of America, you have to challenge certain law. If you do not challenge certain law, you are just existing. You are just being cooped up. You spent your whole life in the United States of America trying to attain a U.S. citizenship. And when you do attain the U.S. citizenship, you are still afraid. A few months ago, I wrote a quote, and the quote says, "He who has never conflicted with law has never stood up for anything." And I wrote that because that's what I 100% honestly believed in. If you've never conflicted with law in one way or another, and here's the thing when I use the word conflicted. Conflicted with law means you're a criminal. Anything that you do that conflicts against a written law is considered a crime. Laws were made to govern people. So whether or not you jaywalked, whether or not you threatened someone, or whether or not you actually committed a class 1 felony, they're all considered crime. And when it comes to the United States of America Justice Department, who's moving to denaturalize citizens of the United States of America, lawyers are now fearing that in the future, they will move to denaturalize you for almost anything that's considered a crime. And I agree with that 100%. Because like I say, while studying law, I realized that law actually rotates on the axis of technicality. Crime is crime. You got felony, you got misdemeanor, and you got some that's untitled, but they're all crime. And if the United States of America wants to get rid of you, the United States of America will find their way to get rid of you. So whether or not you are a felony 1 criminal or you're someone that just jaywalked, if the United States of America take you to court and they say under their penal code of denaturalization, criminals can be denaturalized, anybody can be denaturalized in the United States of America. So once again, for my Jamaican people, for my Caribbean people that's living in the United States of America, here's the thing. Coward men may keep sound bones, but coward men will never change anything. So what I'm saying in this particular case, a coward may maintain his or her naturalized U.S. citizenship, but it's pointless having it if you're not going to change anything. And I'm not saying go out there and be a civil rights leader, but if you're not changing anything, not even for yourself or for your immediate family, it's pointless having your U.S. naturalized citizenship if you're just going to be there as a coward. So once again, I'm not against the United States of America establishing this new immigration department because it was in the works all along. It was always there, laying dormant. It's not anything new. I mean, most people that goes and get their citizenship and put up their rights and then pledge allegiance or make the oath or whatever, the last thing most of these people do is read the fine print. And I'm telling you, if you read most of these fine print, it actually can translate that this citizenship is mere a privilege. The only right people have to citizenship is by birth, or if your mom and dad were actually American citizen and you were born somewhere else, on that technicality, you might be able to maintain your U.S. citizenship no matter what. Here's a problem that I have with the United States of America and its so-called naturalization citizenship or permanent residency. The United States of America has more criminals than probably anywhere else in the world. Their citizens are more criminals than any other country on the planet. They got more crackhead, they got more method, they got more drug dependency people than anywhere else in the world. However, if their citizen, their birth citizen commits crime, which they do on a daily basis, they just tend to go to prison or go to rehab or get parole or get probation, and they're back out in society. However, even though you have lived in the United States of America for 40 years and you have been a naturalized citizen for the last 25 years, so to speak, if you commit a crime and you go through the same process as the birthright citizens, you are still considered an immigrant. Therefore, your penalty is still different. So while the birthright citizens are in prison thinking about how much more crack they're coming coming out to smoke. You, the naturalized citizen, have to be in prison worrying if you're going to be deported or worrying if you're going to be stripped of your naturalized citizenship. That being a fact, what is the actual point of being a naturalized citizen? It's pointless, especially if you have to be extra careful living in a society. I'm not telling anybody living in the United States to go out of America, go out in the streets of America and commit crime. What I'm saying, if you are a citizen in the United States of America, you should be able to live mentally free, just like a birthright citizen in the United States of America. You shouldn't have to be worried about being stripped of your naturalization. You shouldn't have to be extremely careful to exist or live in the United States of America. If you have to do that, it's kind of pointless having a citizenship. While I'm a Jamaican citizen and the laws of Jamaica work for me and they work against me. What that means, while living in Jamaica, I feel like a free man. If I commit a crime, then I have to face my judgment. If somebody commits a crime against me, then I can report that person, and that person have to face some judgment because I'm a Jamaican citizen and the rights of Jamaica cover me. Where I live at the moment, the same thing applies. I am a legal resident where I live, and I do not feel any less than a citizen of this country, other than the simple fact that in respect of the rules, there's certain things that citizens can do that residents can do. Get that, agree to that from the door. However, if I feel as if I can't speak freely or act freely in this society because they're going to strip me of my residence permit, or they're going to strip me of my status and send me back to wherever they think I belong, that is kind of pointless being here. What I'm saying is, I respect everybody's point of view, but I don't respect people living in fear. I don't respect people being cowards. On this channel, I promote that people know their rights, study their rights, and exercise their rights. And when I say their rights, I'm talking about first and foremost their rights as a human being. Secondly, wherever in the world that you live, know your rights in that particular country. Know your status rights. But when it comes to citizenship, the word citizenship should only have one definition and one meaning, whether it's citizenship by birth or naturalized citizenship. However, like I said in the beginning of this video, all along I knew by technicality of laws, naturalized citizenship can be withdrawn. The United States of America's Justice Department at the moment is using the technicality of those who might have attained their naturalized citizenship under fraud. But that's all they need to get their foot in the door. Because the minute that becomes a published and established and accepted law by all the heads of the United States of America, like I say, jaywalking could get you denaturalized. It was always there, it was just dormant, and now Trump, of all presidents, to no surprise of mine, has said, let's wake this baby up. We need to find some new ways to get rid of these immigrants. Some of them are being too comfortable in our country. Some of them are getting too independent. Some of them are getting too cocky. They're becoming business owners and leaders and so on and so forth. And no other than the Don himself would come up with such an idea to awaken this rule to get rid of immigrants. Even though at the end of the day, we're all immigrants. We're all mixed up. You know, the land that is today called the United States of America was originally the land for the native Indians. Where are the native Indians today? How many of them still exist today? Not so sure. But there you go. It's a power struggle that's going on in the world, people. Anyway, without dragging this one on, let me big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum. Big up yourself to the
First and foremost, let me big up a subscriber by the name of Stonewall Bedrock, Roots Rock, Joy, Evelyn D, and last but not least, I want to big up Esther Strategic Advisor. Anyway, people, it's been a minute since I've graced my channel with my face, so I thought, let me jump on this one. Let me just come and banter for a minute and say what I have to say and hear how many of my subscribers agree with my point or disagree with my point. But as you know, on my channel, I always welcome criticism. I accept thumbs up and I accept thumbs down. I accept agreement and I accept disagreement, because what? Each one teach one, people. Until next time, peace.